Alright, let's talk about something that's been bubbling under the surface in the tech world: the expansion of digital driver's licenses on iPhones. Now, I know what you're thinking. Another state? Big deal. But personally, I think this is way more significant than it seems at first glance. Here's why. This isn't just about convenience. It's a small but crucial step toward a future where physical IDs might become obsolete. And let's be real, who hasn't fumbled through their wallet at a TSA checkpoint or a bar, wishing there was a better way? So, here's the deal. Apple's digital ID feature is now available in 14 states and Puerto Rico, and it looks like Oklahoma is next in line. But what makes this really interesting is the broader trend it's part of. Apple started this back in 2021, and while it's not a full replacement for physical IDs yet, it's a clear signal that the digital wallet is becoming more than just a place for your credit cards. From my perspective, this is Apple laying the groundwork for a future where your iPhone could be your all-in-one ID, payment, and security hub. Now, let's dive into the details. The digital ID isn't just a scanned image of your license. It's a privacy-focused tool. For example, when you use it to prove your age, it doesn't share your birth date or other personal details. That's a big deal in an era where data breaches are a constant threat. What many people don't realize is that this kind of selective information sharing could set a new standard for how we handle identity verification. If you take a step back and think about it, this could be the beginning of a shift away from oversharing personal data in everyday transactions. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. This isn't just about Apple. It's about the larger conversation around digital identity and how governments and tech companies are starting to collaborate on this. In my opinion, this is a test case for how well public and private sectors can work together to modernize outdated systems. I mean, let's face it, physical IDs are so 20th century. The fact that only 14 states, soon to be 15, have adopted this so far shows how slow this transition is, but it also highlights the potential for massive growth. One thing that immediately stands out is the TSA's involvement. If digital IDs can streamline airport security, that's a huge win for travelers. But it also raises a deeper question. How far are we willing to go with digital IDs? Will we eventually see passports, health records, and even voting credentials go digital? Personally, I think that's the direction we're headed, but it's going to take time and a lot of trust building. A detail I find fascinating is how this ties into Apple's broader ecosystem play. They're not just making a feature, they're making your iPhone indispensable. What this really suggests is that Apple is betting big on the idea that your phone will become the central hub of your life. And honestly, they might be right. So, where does this leave us? Well, for now, it's still a work in progress. You'll still need to carry your physical license, but the digital version is a step in the right direction. What this really comes down to is how we balance convenience, privacy, and security in a digital age. Here's my closing thought. This isn't just about adding another state to the list. It's about the bigger picture, how technology is reshaping something as fundamental as our identity. And that, my friends, is what makes this story so compelling. So, what do you think? Are digital IDs the future? Or is this just a passing trend? Let me know in the comments below.